This mountain contains Europe's biggest gold deposits. With the economic crisis, the price of gold is rocketing, and there are plans to open new gold mines in Spain, Portugal, Slovakia, Greece, Northern Ireland and Romania. The Rosia Montana Red Mountain project is amongst the most controversial due to the sheer size of the proposed site, the impact on the environment and the archaeological artefacts from ancient Rome which are found all over this 2,000-year-old site. Team leader Kaylin Powell checks the preservation works being carried out in the protected section of the site, crisscrossed by galleries dug by the Romans.
There are at least 3 generations of miners before me, my great-grandfather, my grandfather and my father. My hope is that the next 10 generations will go on mining here as well.
Most locals feel the same way. They want the Canadian investors to start blasting as soon as possible, but opponents fear that the Roman galleries will be destroyed. To ease tensions, the Gold Corporation is investing millions of euros to transform at least part of the Roman galleries into an underground museum.
The biggest information we give is the shape of the gallery, so it's geometrically, and we know that it's Roman. And we find ladders like Roman type, we find lamp niches, and we know that the medieval one didn't use the same shape.
Kaylin's men remove the backfill from centuries ago so that the historic galleries can be mapped.
It was very interesting to work in this mine from the Roman times. Very few archaeologists get such a chance in their lives. It's my first underground experience doing mining archaeology on a site which is 2,000 years old.
Since 1998, mining in Romania has seen radical changes. 550 mines closed, 80,000 people laid off. The mines from communist times did not conform with modern regulations or with EU competition rules. When the Canadian investors arrived, the miners here had high hopes, but opponents fear that few profits will stay in Romania.
We do have the biggest gold deposit in European Union, over 300 tons of gold. We do have here a proposed investment of over $2 billion. We're talking about benefits for Romania, over $4 billion. That means over 50% of the total estimated revenues, and we're talking about thousands of jobs that will be created.
To allay fears about pollution from the cyanide, the company has designed a dam. It will be strong enough to withstand an earthquake of 8 degrees on the Richter scale.
All this area will be destroyed. The corner valley over there, where 40 families still live, with 2 churches and with graveyards. The company wants to build a big dam and a lake covering 600 hectares. If they'll build the dam, all of this will disappear from the surface of this planet.
Most of the inhabitants have already agreed to be resettled, 70 kilometres away near Alba Iulia. On the outskirts of the town, the company has spent almost 30 million euros building 125 new houses and a church. Back in the mining region, ex-miners are hoping for new jobs and a new economic future.
If this project opens, I think the whole community will be hired, and it will be good. But if the project doesn't start, people will die of hunger.
But the Roma families fear that they are being sidelined when it comes to hiring. Out of the 480 people already taken on, only 30 are Roma.
Gold corporations should talk to us directly. We want at least one member of each Roma family to be hired.
The decline of mining here has led to unemployment rates of around 80%, and young people are leaving. But life has always been hard here. In the 50s, during the communist era, gold prospectors had problems too.
The Secret Service police shouted, "To the wall! Face the wall!" And he started waving his pistol around, threatening us. "I could shoot you on the spot, but you have one last chance." So my grandfather and his friend destroyed their equipment.
This red water from the old galleries is so polluted that nothing can survive in it. The Gold Corporation has built a water treatment station, a high-tech lab using nanofilter technology. They say they will clean up not only their own wastewater, but also the mess from the past.
What you see here, it is historic pollution, maybe for hundreds of years. It is very acidic water, then can be cleaned up. We have a pilot station proving this, and this is the result, clean, drinkable water.
But not everyone is impressed. One rancher, an outspoken opponent of the mine, says that the region's future should be in agriculture and tourism. He calls the water treatment plant a poisoned apple.
We do not need to take out 500 million tons of rocks and use hundreds of thousands of tons of cyanide to solve the problems of a small, acidic water spring in Rosia, Montana.
Nationally, polls show strong opposition to the project, but locals from the poor Roma settlement nearby are enthusiastically backing the mining relaunch, desperately hoping for a better standard of living.
Since the mines closed here, us Roma have had problems with the police. Sometimes we have to collect iron from here and there, and then we get taken to court. But we have to feed our children, buy them a crust of bread.
Lots of us work here as day labourers. One day we find work, but the next day there's nothing. We support the mining project. We hope to find work there. I like working. Look at my hands. Soon I'll have a child. I'm 20 years old. I'm married. I have to take care of my family to find something to eat.
We pray the Minister of the Environment will accept the project so we have work.
Renovating houses has already provided employment for some people in the region. But when will the gold rush start? There are political doubts. The fall of the centre-right government and the appointment of the left-wing Prime Minister Victor Ponta, critical of the project, has seen the gold company's share prices nosedive.
Here on the former state, a lot of people are going to have a job here. There's going to be a lot of money going to the state budgets. All these people, they need a decision as soon as possible on the project. Patience is running out. And money is limited. At some point we're going to finish. So it's now the moment that the government needs to take a decision.
Elections are upcoming. Some observers believe that a decision for or against the multi-billion euro project could be taken shortly afterwards.
Mining is important because it provides employment here at home, so we're not forced to earn our bread abroad by working for strangers. Son, I am proud that you are following our ancestors' working tradition and that you're making a living here, at your home.
So is the gold rush on or off? It's a decision which will radically affect people's future in this part of Europe.